Our Clay Boys are back! Wallace and Gromit will star in their second feature-length film later this year. All the details right here. Aardman Animation has released the first details on the upcoming Wallace and Gromit movie, which is said to be titled Wallace and Gromit: Vengeance Most Fowl, which will return their classic villain, Feathers McGraw. We've actually received quite an info dump on this one, so make sure to stick through right to the end so you don't miss anything. Firstly, we have got our first two stills from the movie. The first one showcases Feathers McGraw's mugshot, likely following his last run-in with our boys, and the second featuring Wallace and Gromit themselves, showing that the pair are back up to their old tricks, inventing useless machines and improving gnomes. We've also been given a 22-second teaser trailer, which features a quick sequence seeing Feathers getting out of prison, styled after a classic crime film from the 1940s, as well as a brief 10-second montage of clips featured in Netflix's latest animation preview showcase, which sees our boys getting themselves into all kinds of hilarious trouble. Additionally, we now know a little more info on the film itself, as it's been revealed to have a running time of 70 minutes. That's 15 minutes shorter than their previous feature film, The Curse of the Were-Rabbit, but still substantially longer than any of their 25 to 30 minute short films. The BBC will act as the British distributor for the film, while Netflix will distribute the film internationally later this year. We don't have an exact release date just yet, but the BBC has confirmed that the film will release this Christmas, likely indicating it will air on Christmas Day as a BBC Christmas special, which would make sense given that Wallace and Gromit has become such a huge staple of British Christmas Day viewing. The BBC have also revealed a synopsis for the film, stating, "Vengeance Most Fowl sees Gromit's growing concern as Wallace becomes over-dependent on his inventions, which proves justified when Wallace invents a smart gnome that seems to develop an evil mind of its own. But who or what could be the cause? As events begin to spiral out of control, it's up to Gromit to put aside his qualms and battle sinister forces, or Wallace may never be able to invent again." To the BBC, Nick Park, Wallace and Gromit creator and the film's director, said, "I'd had the idea of a film about garden gnomes turning bad for more than a decade, but I could never work out what made them bad. It occurred to me that the single most asked question I get when meeting fans is, will the Penguin ever return? We've had fun bringing him back in cameo appearances, but now, 3 decades on, it felt like the right time. Then it hit me. What if Feathers was involved with these gnomes? We're hoping that this film will appeal to fans of gnome noir everywhere, and that people will be gratified when they see what Feathers has been up to since The Wrong Trousers." Of course, The Wrong Trousers was the pair's second short film, released way back in 1993. It saw Feathers as the main antagonist attempting to steal Wallace's new techno trousers before ending up imprisoned in the city zoo. Looks like Feathers did some pretty hard time for that mischief, not getting out of prison for 31 years. Merlin Crossingham, Wallace and Gromit's creative director and the film's co-director, adds, "Whilst we love to revive enthusiasm across our existing fan base, we also want this film to reach people who have never come across Wallace and Gromit before. Hopefully, Vengeance Most Fowl is full of everything people love about Wallace and Gromit, while introducing new themes to their ongoing story." I am personally really excited about this one. I have loved Wallace and Gromit literally my entire life. They have been there since the very beginning, and I actually have a little one on the way in a couple of weeks' time, so I'm really excited to introduce him to the wonderful world of Wallace and Gromit as well. Not just with the older films, but with new ones as well. For now, I guess all there is to do is await a full-length trailer, which I'm sure we'll get in no time. Of course, I'll be right here with all the news as it drops in. So are you excited for Wallace and Gromit Murder Most Fowl? What are you most looking forward to in the pair's next feature-length adventure? As always, join the conversation down below.